Which men's or women's?
Well, I've been more intrigued by the women's, honestly.
Because it's better basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more entertaining. So, yeah. I know you just trying to start the conversation. I was just like,
You see that, right?
Yeah, I see where you were going. It's perfectly fine. I was with you, Steven. Yeah. Everybody is in Monday mode. I see. All right, we're going to go and get loose. Look, thank y'all for tapping in with us, man. Welcome to the Vibe Controllers Podcast. This is episode 50. We at the half century. That's
yes.
Right. Half century mark. 50 episodes. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
With most of them being like roughly an hour, that's
Yeah.
50 hours of content.
Absolutely. In 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 3 years. That's crazy, man. Anyway, we appreciate y'all tapping in with us. Across the table, first of all, I go by the name of Cocky McFly. And across the table from me, that's my brother, Merk B. Williams. Merk, say hey to the people.
Wagwan.
What?
Wagwan. Wagwan. Y'all nigga don't know goddamn patois. What going on?
Oh, God, dog.
Also with us this evening, as always, recording live.
I beat you
dang
to
it.
it. See,
Dang
you
it,
could have
yeah.
had Wagwan. You could have had that while you chuckling. Well, with your fresh brain.
Also tapping in with us again this week, recording live from the BAC. Fifth child, say hey to the people.
The fuck? Damn.
What's wrong with y'all niggas today?
You want Wagwan? Do you want
Yeah.
that? Go ahead.
Okay. What a guan?
I don't even know if that was worse or sorry. Also, we have a special guest with us today. This is our good friend, our brother. He is a serial entrepreneur, a wonderful businessman, awesome person, father, husband, and all-around asshole. But you got to know him to love him. Y'all give it up for our good friend, our brother, Ramous Austin. Ramous, say hey to the people, man.
What's up, people?
You got to talk into the mic.
My bad, man, y'all. What's up, people?
There you go, man. Already.
Lean all the way down.
Yeah, you got to lean all the way down.
Oh, we gonna push. There you go.
There you go. We got to get you up in here. Look, we gonna tap in with our brother today, man. We gonna talk about business. We gonna talk about law enforcement, and we gonna talk about watches and what watches y'all should have, and should not have. We gonna talk about all type of stuff, man. So y'all stay tapped in with us. We out here.
There are very few fake.
You might want to hold out. Yeah, let's hold out.
Don't. Okay.
You might want to hold out on that.
Oh man, look,
We
man,
should do an
we
episode
good.
the top 5
We good.
bulk bodies. Lord.
All right.
Scissors up there.
Okay.
Scissors up there.
Anyway, thank y'all so much for tapping in with us again. This is episode 50 of the Vibe Controllers Podcast. We got our brother Ramous Austin in the building. So look, we're going to tap into the conversation real quick, man. So Ramous, before we get into the deep questions, please give these folks your credentials as it relates to your professional side.
Okay, so I am a certified law enforcement officer. What that means is I've actually been to a police academy.
I like it.
So
I do. I like it a lot.
So I'm just not giving an opinion of somebody who saw cops a few times and bad boys and decided, hey, this is how it's supposed to be versus how it should.
I love it.
So I am an actual certified law enforcement officer. With that, I also was considered an expert witness when it comes to premise liability and excessive force cases. So simply put, I write an opinion on cases that are dealing with police brutality when it goes into the civil side, into when everybody's trying to sue. So I have been doing that roughly for like the last 5 going on 6 years. I worked on several cases. pretty much got my start from a young guy who knew my wife, that I met in Johnny T's one day, while I was working security. And that's where I actually started my security business, but we'll get into that later on.
Yeah.
And so he gave me a shot, man, and I did a case against Target. And once Target, I'm assuming read their report and how detailed it was, they decided to settle according, along with their good professional law, work as lawyers. But my background is kind of extensive. I went from, working as a reserve to a full-time to a sergeant to going to work a college campus, being a part of a tactical team, to going to, the city of Canton and being over, alpha shift patrol and other type of stuff. So, man, the background in that is pretty extensive, I'd like to say, but now I am currently the Southern Bureau Director in the Office of Preparedness.
Say your title.
Yeah, for MEMA, which is Mississippi Emergency Management Agency. So basically, I oversee the training for the southern part of the state as it relates to preparedness and emergency management, from Covington County all the way down to the Gulf Coast and from state line to state line.
That's what's up. And this is
so that's what I do from 8 to 5.
All right. We'll talk about from 6 to 9, because you be at the house. So,
I'm scared of
that daytime for the kids. Nighttime for the kids. So I understand. So yeah, man. I before we get started, we were talking on break about a lot of conversations that we have. And for me, I know you are always my point of contact when we're talking about cases that are centered around police brutality and what's right, what's wrong, and your opinion, or I wouldn't say your opinion, because you have a skill set to back it up. I know a lot of times the things that you say or see are from a totally different perspective than a regular person, because we just see the act, we get emotionally involved. And I know one of the things I would assume through law enforcement, you're supposed to eliminate the emotional part and just see the facts and the act. So I would love for you to kind of touch on just some of those things that folks don't understand a lot of when they're seeing those types of things, where we may have more of an emotional reaction, your point of view.
Yeah, man. So what I like to say all the time, or majority of the time when I'm talking to people, is there's a big difference between how you think the law should work and how it actually works. Meaning, I think this should be go this way, or in best, I guess the best case scenario that I can see, the argument that we always say is, hey, why didn't they shoot him in the leg, or why didn't they shoot him in the arm? Mm-hmm. And so, how we are trained, if you ever go to an actual police academy and watch them shoot on the target range, the silhouettes have no arms, they have no legs, none of that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And so you're taught to aim and shoot center mass. So with the intention is to eliminate whatever threat there is. So simply put, in this whole scenario, if I pull out my gun or I pull out my service weapon, it is with the full intention to eliminate the threat. Not the wound, not to have you walking with a limp, or with the little handicap on. But the intent is to eliminate the threat. Mm-hmm. I mean, no matter how bad that sounds or whatever. And so even in doing the shooting and the qualifications, on one one phase of the course, it tells you 2 to the body and 1 to the head. Damn. And so that is repeated, Mm-hmm. So that means 2 to the body, 1 to the head. And so nowhere in there they say, okay, now shoot at the arm. So, but that is simply to, again, eliminate a threat. Because if it's important enough for me, or serious enough for me to pull out my weapon, it's a life and death situation. Yeah. At least that's what it's supposed to be.
So my question is like in those situations where, because we have seen some situations, well, I'll say a lot of situations where nothing was attempted to be diffused before getting to that point, and I think that's where kind of a lot of outrage comes. Is that just bad training?
So it's a mixture of it's a mixture of both, a mixture of bad training, and then you just got I'm not gonna say a bad officer. So let me preface all this by saying this too. This is my opinion.
Absolutely.
You know, and sometimes I work with different law enforcement agencies or whatever it may be, but I think everyone that I work for has the sole intention of mine of being of service and doing the right thing. But with some of the other stuff that I've acquired or accumulated, I'm also able to say whatever I want to say without, y'all just know me. I'm just openly honest. Yeah. If you messed up, you messed up. And so what a lot of this equates to is that you have some officers that are out there in the streets that they don't have no other choice but to shoot you. I mean, simply put, they have no choice but to shoot you. Because they know if they get into a physical confrontation with you or a physical match, they know that they're going to lose. And so, and this got me in trouble, at some times. A situation I had when I was in Kenton. Man, I knew I can fight. I'm pretty good with my hands. Y'all know that. So, it was a situation was also where there was a young black male that I'd have been completely justified in shooting him and killing him at least 2 or 3 times during the confrontation, but I didn't want to kill another young black man. I thought that I could, and when it was me and him, it was fine. But when it became me, him, and the other 10 dudes that was in the neighborhood that was watching and pulling my feet while me and him was wrestling, it put me in a situation where he almost killed me with my own firearm. So, when you take situations like that, and then I think 2 weeks later in Madison County, you have a deputy who pulls a guy over that's, I think a suspect was of some home burglaries, and the guy gets out of the truck, and he approached the deputy, and the deputy just lays him down. It's completely justified. And one of the things from what I was told was that the guy said, hey, y'all saw what happened to Austin, and the guy was bigger than him, and it's physics. And they teach you, if I get a guy that's 6'5", and I'm only 5'8" on a good day, naturally he's gonna whoop me, right? So if he whoops me, there's no telling what he's gonna do to everybody else that I'm supposed to be protecting. Yeah. So that justifies a certain level of force. But what we've been seeing time and time again are just officers who are, in my opinion, are just too gung-ho or too ready to say, man, when you go to that 12-week academy or however long, some academy in 6 months, and you are just training, you want to do some of that stuff when you get on the street. And you kind of in the what Cedric the Tainer said, I wish a nigga would. Like, you waiting. You waiting for something to pop up.
I'm finally out. I got my badge and my gun. I'm waiting for somebody to do something.
And you waiting for somebody to do something. And you get those officers who are in that, who have that mind frame that are going to kill somebody. Or going to, get themselves in a situation that could have been a simple ticket, and now it turned into a shooting or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, man, but you have to take the totality of everything that was going on, man. You take the case. Let's take Alton Sterling. That's Baton Rouge, the guy with selling the CDs outside the store.
Yeah.
So, if I tell you that he was completely justified, or the officer was completely justified, y'all look at me crazy, right? And so the fact of the matter was the officers were completely justified in what they did and what their actions. Now, where they messed up at, and if you go back and you read the report, you'll see the officer that got terminated. He didn't get terminated for the shooting. He got terminated for his behavior when he came on scene. He was bitch, motherfucker. That's what he got fired for. But the justification part was that if I let you pull a gun out on me, and I know you got a gun, and I let you pull the gun out, then I'm a horribly trained officer. This is not the movies. You know, this not no, when they say cut, you go home.
Yeah.
You know, if I let you pull that gun out and aim it at me, this is a strong like this that I won't make it home. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to wait for you to pull your gun fully out your pocket before I shoot you. You know, common sense tell you, if law enforcement calls up and tell you, hey, don't touch the gun and don't pull the gun, you go reaching for a gun.
They're gonna reach out and do.
You know, logically we know what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened in that situation. But what made it completely bad was that, you know, man, you also have to understand your limits.
Yeah.
Because that situation started in the store, where, you know, he was called for pointing a weapon at somebody, whatever the case may have been. But when they got in the store and those officers tried to, you know, arrest him, you know, whatever, and he was pushing them off, like at some point I got to know, like, man, I can't whoop you. Mm-hmm. Like at some point, I'm not gonna let you walk up on me, but I ain't got no problem with taking 10 steps back from you or retreating from you and waiting for backup to get there. Now, when I get the 4 or 5 other officers to come, it may look like, oh, he getting bad now because they there. You exactly right. He said, I got some help. Like, man, like,
yeah, he's 6'5".
Yeah, but egos and all that stuff taking the place.
Yeah.
And so you're less likely to go up against 5 or 6 officers than you are to go up with 1 or 2. And especially if those officers are being rational with you, sir. We need you to do this, sir. Don't do this, sir. Don't. I mean, you still gotta treat people with respect. At the end of the day, you know, I've always was good in any part of Jackson that I went to. Mm-hmm. When I worked for Hinds County Sheriff. Oh, you know, I could walk in a pod and be good because I treat them with respect. Man, I don't care what you done. You still somebody's son. You still somebody's mom, and I treated you with respect.
Yeah.
Because truth be told, and y'all know, I had some good friends that probably belonged in there with him.
Yeah.
So, man, I was always real with the situation, saying, hey, man, look, man, you did whatever you did. You got caught. You in here. I still had to treat you like a human being. Mm-hmm. Or I still had to treat you with a form of respect. Now, you're going to respect me also, and respect me as the authority figure in here because, you know, I didn't ask you to come here.
Yeah.
But, you know, man, the thing was that, man, if I took you to jail, it's because you wanted to go. That's simply put, like, if I took you to jail, it's because either I had no choice or you wanted to go. Mm-hmm. And man, my career was always, you know, I was known, I guess, as a cool, pretty boy. Now I'm light skinned, curly hair. I'm short. So when you go around and look at who there, you're going to pick me out first. And be like, oh, I get him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, and I always knew that, so I was always ready and prepared, but I could also talk to you, man, listen, bro, this ain't working. You might, man, listen, I tell people all the time, listen, man, I'm scared. I'm real scared. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to make no certain moves that my scary self is going to have to think I'm going to have to defend for myself. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to have to do something to you, or you going to have to do something to me.
Yeah. So
to relieve that, I'm just going to go ahead and detain you, man. You're not going to jail. The same way these handcuffs went on you, they can come off you.
Yeah.
And explain it to them like that. You get a whole lot further with common sense. And that motherfucker do what the fuck I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah. I was about to say, I think that has a lot to do with your background, where you were raised, how you were raised, and you know what I'm saying. I think a lot of officers that are in those situations aren't privy to any of that, with the exception of but go ahead, I'm saying.
Yeah, and I mean, you've talked a lot about training and, you know, people coming through the academies and stuff. So for a large part of my professional life, I worked in education, so with students directly that are planning to go to college and choosing a major. And I know a lot of them will have an interest in law enforcement, and they'll be like, yeah, so I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna, you know, major in criminal justice. And so with you having worked for so many different law enforcement agencies and having these things in your career, for a student that's actually interested in that, is that the best route, or are there other skill sets that are maybe not necessarily trained extensively in the academy that will make sense for, hey, if you're going to commit to a career of law enforcement, these are some things as far as psychology that you may need to know, as far as like oral communication that you may need to know, and it's not just about the criminal justice side of things.
Well, the way law enforcement is going now, is geared towards now, is an education-based training academy, which is a good thing, but it's also a bad thing too. So I trained at Malota, which is Mississippi Law Enforcement Officer Training Academy. So we pride ourselves on being the best academy it is. You know, the most well-trained, the most disciplined, and it's ran kind of like a military style, you know, basic academy. And so necessarily you don't have to go to college, because when I was at the academy, there was this guy from Scott County, and we called him 18. And we called him 18 because he was 18 years old. He was emancipated from his parents. The sheriff at Scott County was going to let him work, and so he went through the police academy. So you can go that route, but what I tell people is, one of the biggest lies told in law enforcement is that there's no money in law enforcement. And I will beg to differ. You just have to, like with any career, know the ins and outs in the game. So I am an advocate of saying, hey, go to college first, if it's just a 2-year college, because when it's time to move up, a lot of these departments are saying, hey, the only way you can be a chief is if you have a college degree or some form of college degree. But let's also be real about this conversation too. Law enforcement is a white male dominated field, and majority of them don't have degrees. So when it comes down to it, and you're like in my class, you know, we started with 60 something people, and I think we only ended with like 30, or maybe not even that many at Malota. But out of the ones that were there, of course, you know, the black people were the minority in the class. And so at Malota we have it's called a light blue, which is a white person, and a dark blue, which is a black person. So by far the dark blues were more educated as it relates to college. Now some of the light blues, you know, they were just, I've been to the military, and I'm in the National Guard or something like that. So that's what you had. But when it came down to actual college education, we whooped them, like, by far. And there were far few of us there. So, you know, I'm an advocate of saying, hey man, go to college. But there's also an advancement to having a degree when you can say you can go work on the federal side, or you can go to the FBI, or you can go to the marshals, you can go to the DEA, you can go to all these other different agencies.
And with all those, you have to have
the alphabet, boys, which they refer to them as. You have to have some form of degree of college education, because contrary to popular belief, it ain't what you see on TV. They ain't jumping out of airplanes and all this type of stuff. A lot of that stuff is geared towards education and management. So I'm an advocate saying, hey man, go to college, get some form of degree. When you leave college, go to the police academy. When you leave the police academy, you go get you some experience, you know, go work for a JPD, go work for, you know, urban law enforcement. And either you move to Texas or you move to, you know, some other state that has, you know, pay far more than what we get paid here. Get that experience and then go on the federal side. And once you go on the federal side, it just opens up a floodgate of opportunities open up to you. You know, versus you riding around in a Dodge Charger around Jackson all day, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, just being real, what it is.
Yeah.
You know, man. Like, I know some officers that for 30 years have rolled around in a car. No advancement, no ambition to them. It just becomes a job. And so the bigger part of that question also is, man, we can't change anything from outside.
Yeah.
So if you're not in the game, you can't change it. If you don't know the rules, you don't know what to do. And I think one of the dumbest things that's told is like, we tell a lot of young black boys not to be in law enforcement, or you tell them that if you're in law enforcement, you selling out. Man, you can have friends in law enforcement, man. It's just a mutual respect thing. But at the end of the day, you can't change anything, because majority of these police departments that you're going to go to are going to be predominantly white. And when you get that black guy that you see working at a Pearl Police Department, or you see working at a Madison Police Department, one or two things going to happen. Either they're going to conform to what they see those white boys doing, or they just going to be vocal about it and be left out. And then now you got to wonder, when I need backup, how long it's going to take y'all to get here. Yeah. I mean, that shit is real. Like let's just be honest with you. Let's just be honest with you. You got, let's say, this goon squad stuff that they got going on. Man, you think that's the first time that something like that happened in Rankin County?
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Absolutely not.
You see what I'm saying? Like
they got caught.
Let's be real. You think that shit not going on in Madison County?
For sure.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Let's be honest with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And before Tyrone became the sheriff, you think that shit wasn't going on in Harris County?
Yeah.
So man, but what you have to have is, like, in a form like that, you have to have your Tyrone Lewises. You have to have your Lee Vances. You have to have your Tyree Jones.
Yeah.
Some people that got some respect and some weight behind their names, and got, some respect for everybody else in the field, and that are men enough to say, no, man, we not gonna operate like this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real with it.
Yeah.
Man, Tyree the sheriff now.
Mm-hmm.
You see Tyree in the community all the time, whether he out in his sheriff capacity duties or he out at a social function.
I literally saw him last week at at a community town hall, like 2 doors down. He was like, "Look, here's my cell number." Like,
I see him.
let me know.
I run into him all the time.
And so,
just smoking a cigar. Like, he's super approachable.
And so you have to have that.
Yeah.
Versus you go to these other places and they're not approachable.
Mm-hmm.
And so, man, like, I came in on the Tyrone Lewis. And so, man, one of the biggest things that I learned is, one of the biggest things I learned is,
we missed the billboards.
That's
well, Tyree got him. Tyree got the billboards.
He ain't got that Valentine Day.
Oh man, man, Tyrone.
I'm trying to do right over here. When he said one of the main things I learned was like how to do billboards.
Man,
like,
but
I got you.
But you also understand, like, we need more black people, especially black boys, in law enforcement.
Yeah.
So how we can stop police brutality? It's simple. I'm going to say it's simple. You can stop it. But correct me if I'm wrong. And this is going to be controversial.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just my honest opinion. They don't take us serious because we don't take us serious.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you get your brother Trayvon Martin, we marched. Right?
Yeah.
Then we forgot about it. And then you had your Mike Brown situation. We did what?
Mm-hmm.
We marched again. We tore some stuff up. Some rightfully so. Then you had your Tremere Rice, the young kid in Ohio, which was horrible training. Horrible. That shooting was horrible training. Yeah. And we can go back to that. Let me finish my point. So we had Brother Tremere Rice, then we had Alton Sterling, then we had Eric Garner, then we had Fidel. It was Castillo. I hate messing.
Yeah, Philando.
So we marched for all these things, right? What changed? Every time you marched, what changed? But what we should have been doing was, if we was that mad, we was that upset, we could have taken over all these agencies easily. And it's simple. Everybody should have marched in and put a job application in the police department here. If you were that tied up and that fed up, how many good brothers need a job?
A lot of them.
Like, imagine if they would have marched into those agencies, filled out applications, and even if they were denied, now you have to. Why are all these black people getting denied?
Yeah.
So here's a real case for you being Crump. All these other people, and I nothing against Brother Crump, but he's the one that's out there.
Yeah, he gonna settle now.
Why are we not getting these jobs? And then why are we not moving up in this field? So imagine if across the country we march into these town halls and police stations and say, hey, give me a job application. I just met you, brother. You gonna let a white officer mistreat somebody in front of you? Absolutely not. So you can have a goon squad in Rankin County because 95, 98% of your street force is white. Right? So you're not gonna do that if you got these brothers coming in.
You calling it fucking goons.
And you calling it a goon squad. But just because you black don't mean you want ours, because look what they did to the brother in Memphis.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now that was completely ridiculous. And the bigger part to that was that, yeah, these young brothers are going to jail, but did you not see the video of the sergeants trying to justify what they had done?
Yep. All over.
Some stuff is common sense, man.
Yep.
And for me, I ain't never been no big muscular guy. I ain't never been no, But man, if it took 4 or 5 of y'all to handcuff this one brother, and you had to beat him like this, then evidently some extra training need to go on. Let's just be real and say what it is. Some stuff is obvious.
Yeah, they planned it too.
And one of my best friends is in law enforcement, and his I guess just motto or whatever that he lives by is like, man, once the cuff, get them in the car. Like, there are so many cases where people who were murdered at the center of some of these police brutality cases were already handcuffed at the time of them deploying their service weapons. Like, get them in the car.
Listen, man, and let's talk about George Floyd. You talking about handcuffs? That brother was handcuffed in the car.
And on the ground.
In the car. No, let's not even talk about the ground.
He was in the car.
Because once he got in the car, it was over with.
Mm-hmm.
They had bars that prohibit you from kicking out the window. Man, kick this shit out. It's just something else I'm gonna charge you with. I get that. There's no reason for me to pull you out of the car. But a bunch of this shit is ego, and I want to show you that I'm in control. Man, listen, man, I'd have been on the street, man, I'll tell you, man, and this just being real, man. Man, y'all know how I am. I'm cool. Again, like I said, if you want to go to jail, because you want to go to jail. And man, I remember we were doing one of these operations with Tyrone, and man, I ain't never been hit so fucking hard in my life. I'm talking about this dude and honestly, when I thought about it, I don't think he tried to do it. He was just resisting and swung back an elbow and cocked me dead in the face. My initial instinct was to get on, but I had to realize, like, man, damn, you in handcuffs. It's over with. There's nothing I can do with you. There was an issue when I was at Jackson State, man. They was throwing water balloons with bleach and stuff with the police. Dude hit me. I'm like, man, I came out there. Bro, listen, I ain't even trying to make him stop. I've been to college. I was all Corps. I know what water balloon fight is. I'm just out here to make sure y'all niggas don't start fighting. Oh, cuz I look up, cuz I remember orange balloon, cuz I can remember like it was yesterday. All upside my head.
With bleach in it.
Man, listen, then the dude took off running. Man, listen, I forgot all that police shit went out the window. Man, listen, man, I chased dude, and I'm not too. I'm in good shape then, man. I was 34, but they caught him.
Yeah,
and I respected the lieutenant that was there because once they caught him and they didn't even have him handcuffed, they damn near let him go and grab me because they knew, like, it was like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, man, it was just one of them situations.
I'm finna knock this nigga.
You know, but
yeah.
so I understand when sometimes the officers go there. But at the end of the day, man, listen, man, no matter what, when them handcuffs go on and you begin, what we were taught at Malota is, when the handcuffs go on, you go off. Or you go to the feds, because that's a federal offense. You hit somebody with it, because now you violate their civil rights.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can take it however you want to take it. But again, I think in a bunch of these police academies, man, I don't think the police academy teach you is how not to go to jail. Malota is, man, I was in the best shape of my life because everything there is centered around training and fitness, whether it's mentally or physically. When I say light blue and dark blue, like, if a light blue went to the bathroom, a dark blue had to go with it. If you put your clothes in the dryer, you had to put a dark blue clothes in the dryer, whether they were dirty or not. You slept like that. One either on the top or the bottom bunk, it was light blue and dark. The table had to be mixed. And even though it was we were a minority, and it was way more them than it was us, then one of y'all better go to this table until the mixture is out. And if you don't, it's gonna be pure hell. But when you do that, it basically, you can't hide your racism, man. They kicked this one cat out from Columbia. He couldn't hide it no more. Like, I mean, it's gonna come out eventually. I mean, just imagine you go take a shit and he hates you because you black, and now he got to stand next to you to make sure ain't nobody gonna come sneak up on you and do nothing to you. Eventually, it's gonna come, right? You can't hide it for so long, man. And then when you talking about something, you wake up at 4, sometimes 3:30 in the morning, and you don't go back to bed till 12:30. You sleep deprived. Every time you go, you got to be running full speed. It ain't no nothing. It's no in between. It's always 100. And you mentally messed up. You physically drained.
Yeah.
Eventually, that nigga gonna come, or that cracker gonna come. You know.
but even with that, the racism aspect of it and how deep rooted it is still, I think, only one of the aspects when it comes to these issues with police brutality, because even more so it's abstraction. And now you mentioned something a second ago about, like, actually community policing and knowing the people, knowing the area where you're going. Like I said, one of my best friends, he was saying that, man, a lot of times, like in Jackson, when stuff happens, it's like, oh, we already know that guy for sure. Like, cause there's a handful of people that are doing a whole lot of stuff, and it's very rarely like a totally unfamiliar face. And so that only happens when you know the community. But then if you have an officer that's like, I grew up around here, I don't know none of these people, everybody can look like a threat. That's regardless of what my race is. It's just like they're abstract to me because I don't know this culture. Like, I want to, like, your response to just that, I guess, that mindset.
So I believe in community policing. Like, when I say community police, I don't mean just you got to live in the neighborhood. I mean, like, brother, you can get out, walk through a church, walk through a business. Hey, how y'all doing? Not just riding around in your patrol car. Like, you got to get out and meet people.
Yeah.
You should know Pookie and Ray Ray and all them on the corner. You should know what they doing. And then they should have some form of respect for you to not to do it when they know you going to be riding around and they know you going to be on.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be real and honest with the situation. The bad thing about that is that, man, again, the problem comes that there's so few of us in law enforcement. And the city of Jackson is an anomaly to where it's a predominantly black city, it's predominantly black force. Because normally what you have is, and I'm going to tell you why this is messed up in our community police, and kind of hints to what you said about you got these outside people coming in. So imagine if you took a kid who has gone to St. Andrews or Madison Central, Jackson Academy, all these places where there were whole lot less black people than it was white people. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And even the black people that were there conformed to kind of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and there may be a few brothers and sisters that was in there, but a lot of times, you know, you end up being a product of who you're around. And this has nothing to do with acting white or nothing like that. You just a product of who you're around a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. So
imagine you live in Lake Caroline and Reunion and Annandale and all these different places, right? That's where you grew up at. How many times you ride through there and you see some people out playing dominoes in the front yard, or having a barbecue?
Yeah.
Or how many times you see like two people
just even
yelling or getting a loud conversation and talking with each other with their hands and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you never see this in your community, and your community is idolized as the place to be, so when you come work in law enforcement, you come with the perceived notion that your neighborhood is automatically right.
Mm-hmm.
And so you take those notions into, let's say you taking it to West Jackson and you see them playing dominoes or whatever up on the hanging out drinking the beer, you perceive that as them being wrong or being criminal. Or that's what the problem is over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, versus you just understanding the culture of where you are.
Like, you might get excited over a game of dominoes.
Yeah, I don't know how to play spades. Imagine, you know, you renege on something,
Right.
and then go acting the fool, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you just see this, you think, oh, it's finna, but you don't see this in your neighborhood. You don't see this in the communities that are idolized. So you automatically perceive that we're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You automatically perceive as a threat. What we're doing is wrong. Versus you take somebody from that environment, and you send them to the cabin, they come and they police their people. And they know how to walk up. Shit, when I was in Canton, man, I used to go sit up at the car wash and play dominoes with them.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to know something, like, let's just be real. Hey, if I whoop you in this game of dominoes,
Y'all
y'all got to tell me who did that shoot or
Right.
whatever. If I lose, hey, I buy everybody out here 40.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you got to meet people where they are.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're constantly having people that are coming from the outside that are policing our communities, that know nothing about our cultures, that
Right.
know nothing about us, and it's automatically perceived, oh, since this don't happen in my neighborhood, then it shouldn't be happening here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a lot of times what you get into these cities, and that's why you see them riding around, look at them just standing out, hanging out at the store, doing this, such. Man, shit, you ain't like you doing nothing wrong. They just feel like because it don't happen in our communities, it's wrong.
Fact.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so you get all these people that come in with their notion about what's right. And instead of saying like, hey, listen, man, there's different people that you got to deal with. There's different cultures you got to deal with, people from different backgrounds. And I mean, it just is what it is. But if you come in with a perceived notion anyway, then you already don't want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest with that. You don't want to be here.
Mm-hmm. That part.
You don't want to be here. So, but I also say this on our end in law enforcement. If you go to Walmart and you want some Fruit Loops, it's advertised as Fruit Loops. You know, Toucan Sam on the box. You know, you got the red box with the different color cereal. But you open the bag and there's some corn smacks, right?
Ain't gonna be mad.
But what I'm saying is, if you are selling me a perception or an image, you selling me that you Fruit Loops. You're giving off this hard image, this thug image, or this gangster image, or this dope boy image. You know, this what you selling law enforcement. You fuck the police and all this type of this. You selling an image.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I buy it, what you selling me, and it turned out to be smacks, then why you mad at me? I just bought the image you sold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a lot what goes on into these communities, into these law enforcement officers that are coming from other places. They just buying what you selling, or the perception or the image of what you selling, or what they've been told. Cause white boys listen to music too. They listen to T.I., they listen to Gucci Mane. I don't know that these no new rappers because that stuff make my head hurt. But you know, they listening to the same thing, and they bought this image of, you know, this is what you are, and that you know you rapping about what you about, and that you really live like this. And so when they deal with you, they already got their guards up because
they dealing with the image that they already got in their head.
They already dealing with the image that they got in their head that you sold.
Yeah.
And so for me, I went to Oak Grove High School. Now back in this time, I went to Oak Grove. Hell, you would look if it was another black person in your class.
That's a fact.
And if you took any kind of advanced class, hell, you was gonna be the only black person in there, especially if you was a male.
They call
now,
it,
you had a bunch
call
of
it dope grove.
Yeah, you got a bunch of now they call it dope grove then, cause they was on. Now the difference between white schools and black schools you gonna have some fighting and some other stuff going on.
Weed.
White schools, you know, they dipping and they got the pills and all this type of stuff. They turning the aerosol can upside down.
Whippets.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like I went to I know what it was. You know what I'm saying? I done went to some parties out at Brett Favre in them house, you know, back in the day. But what I'm saying though is, man, like these images and all this stuff that we're selling, like a lot of times I say the difference between that I saw in high school between black kids and white kids. We believe Lil Wayne now. Like we believe y'all was out there killing folks. We believed y'all. It was just pure entertainment for them.
Yeah.
Like they took it for what it was. It was entertainment.
Yeah.
And so we just got caught up in the perception of, you know, you got to be this way. I got to be a real nigga. I got to do this. I got to do that. And we bought it and then we emulate.
Yeah.
Man, you know, it's controversial, man. You know, I say shit. Hip hop done way more damage to the black community than dope did. I'm just saying.
It's debatable.
You know,
but I get what you're saying.
It's hand to hand now.
I get what you're saying. The evolution of where the music went to, and I think honestly that's just about, you can say that just about any music genre, with the exception of maybe jazz and country. But I get it. I get where you're going though, because it's just
we created a culture.
Was popularized.
We created a culture, and we allowed it to be monetized, and for them to tell us what the culture was, if that makes sense. We went from positivity to, oh, you got to shoot him up. You got to do this. You'll never hear Lil Wayne talk about he went to the University of Texas. You'll never hear 2 Chainz talk about he went to Tuskegee and all this type of stuff. Alabama, wherever he went to. You'll never hear them rapping about none of this stuff, man. Now, I done security for a bunch of these guys. Now, I'm just going to be real. Oh, they some straight weirdos.
I don't doubt it one bit.
I'm saying, like, they some straight weirdos.
Yeah, I mean, artists are most artists are some very eclectic people.
Man, I'm going to tell y'all
a nice way to put it.
One of the most respectful people that I've done security for. And y'all may think I'm lying.
I probably won't.
Lil Boost is one of the most
respectful I can totally see that.
I believe
I've ever done security for.
I believe it.
Now, the 50 niggas he had with him,
probably not,
was the problem. But him, he was, yes sir, yes ma'am, to the guest that say the King Elvis. Yes ma'am. His people went downstairs and wrecked that motherfucking snack shop. I'm talking about destroyed that motherfucker. He went right downstairs. Man, I apologize, whatever it is. Let me pay for it. And paid for it. He went to the club. He was just standing there. Was it Nightlife? I think that's on the north side. And go upstairs.
Is that night or whatever? What, the old upper level?
Yep.
Maybe upper level. I don't know. Man.
That's what it is. That's Nightlife.
But they went in there, man. He was the most respectful dude, and no, he just chilled in the back. He wasn't even smoking, wasn't drinking or nothing like this. Just chilling. Now his people acting the motherfucking fool.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm talking about when they came in, there's a big dude with the dreads that sold barbecue plates outside. Oh, he gave Boosie free plate.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Yeah.
But man, next thing you know, all his cousins and entourage, they getting plates and stuff too. But hold on now. Boots are good, y'all ain't good. And then when these people start arguing with the dude, I'm like, man, listen, bro. I ain't nothing I can do to help you. I'm just gonna be real with you.
Yeah.
I think it was me and maybe 2 other deputies or something that I had working with me. I was like, man, listen, man. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do to help you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Bootsy came off the van, paid the man the money, and they went on back by their business. You know, so when I see that, man, you know, I disagree with 90% of the stuff he say. I just think he's just being ignorant niggas, but you know,
But that's a good segue into, and we'll talk a little bit real quick about your entrepreneurship, because you kind of went from law enforcement into owning your own security. Is it a firm?
So it's just, yeah, you can kind of say that.
Okay, I wasn't sure I said it right. I didn't want to say no company.
Don't make no difference. The same.
Oh, it make a difference. So, you know, on your own. That part.
Right.
But on your own security firm and just getting away from the law enforcement side and then going more into the entrepreneurship side, where you also kind of are able to put in, I guess, some work with, because you got to train these folks to some extent.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sure you're hiring people with experience, but some folks just may not.
It's different, man. You know, one of my clients is we have, you know, as you can say, a state or a county building that deals with a lot of people who are not going through the best times of their life at this point. Mm-hmm. So I tell the guy, man, listen, man, you're gonna get cussed out. You get one off on. Don't let him touch you. Who cares?
And it ain't personal anyway.
Yeah.
It's just
It ain't personal, man.
being projected.
Hell, if I ain't been able to feed my kids, or if I gave these people this paperwork 5 and 6 different times, and they keep telling me that they losing it, shit, of course you're gonna lose your mind.
And I'd rather that frustration come out this way than another way.
Yeah, then for you to go do something, man. So what I also understand too, man, is that shit, I'd have been sitting in them buildings with my mama back in the day, and saw how they look down and treat people not the best or whatever. So, you know, shit, sometimes them people justify and have an attitude. But, you know, our job is just to keep the peace in that particular building. But, you know, man, like, it's completely different when we working out at the Renaissance. My company does the Renaissance. So, you know, when we're there, you know, I had to make it 100% known, hey, look, we're here to keep the peace. You know, we're not going to be coming here every 5 seconds just because you think somebody put something in their purse. You know, I'm not finna, you know, we can't stop everybody and do people like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not, man, listen, I ain't your token brother. You know, I'm just going to, you know, man, you know, but at the same time, we going to get the job done. We're going to do what we're supposed to be here. But it's my job to, and a lot of my clients, a lot of them learn from the next area, because again, how you think security works versus how it actually works are 2 different things. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying not to get sued. I'm trying not to get sued, and I'm trying not to violate anybody.
Right.
Yeah. And so, to doing that job and doing our job is completely peaceful. You know, if you come out the store and you got a bag full of stuff, you know, I don't know, I didn't see you put it in there. The best thing I can do is, man, sir, you know, we got a discrepancy. They think that you may have done something. I don't know if you did or not. I'm not here to say you done. I don't think I'm here just to make sure that there's no confrontation, that they're not making you feel threatened, and you're not making them feel threatened. Yeah. And we can wait until the police get here and we can figure it out. That's what we're here for. You know, I'm not finna chase a kid across, you know, 55
colony.
Yeah, I'm not finna chase a kid across 55 and
you stole a CD from game.
Yeah, and it come out to be that you ain't done nothing anyway.
Yeah.
Some people do stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't know how to interact with authority.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, the owners there are 100% like, hey, look, they want everybody to use their space. They want you to come out there and take pictures. They spend $60,000 on a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So
love to go out there and
so
take
so
pictures.
what they want you to do is come out there and take your prom picture, but they want you to be safe while you're doing it.
Yeah.
They want you to be able to leave your kids in the little green space and not to have to worry about if somebody gonna snatch little Timmy or Bobby or Ricky and going on about their business. They want you to feel safe shopping, but they also want their tenants not to be losing product and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we're the medium in between that. And so, man, you know, the training comes in, treat people like treat people.
Yeah.
Respect everybody until they don't allow you to respect them.
That seems to be like the underlying theme too. It's just like respect, you know, like reciprocal respect.
Oh yeah, man, it has to be. It has to be. But you know, as far as the business aspect of everything, man, is, you know, it's kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I believe.
You know, everybody see. You know, I made a post. I made a post not too long ago. It's just like, hey man, like, bro, it's really hard being a successful entrepreneur. Just being completely honest. Yeah, man. So man, I can tell you now, like, you know, I don't know how much time we got or whatever, but
Yeah.
you know, man, I can tell you now, like,
Yeah, a few minutes.
I got over $40,000-$50,000 that's owed to me right now in invoices. That's owed to me in invoices. But what they got to do with my employees?
Because they still got to be paid.
You still got to be paid.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? You work for me. You don't work for them. So I don't give a shit if they ain't gave you your money or not. I
Right.
need mine. I need me.
Right.
So that's what they don't tell you about in this entrepreneur game.
Yeah.
You know, and all this type of, I'm a boss, I'm this and that. Well, show me your payroll.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just did payroll the other day. My shit was $30,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I ain't been paid, man. I still got $50,000, so that money coming out of my pocket.
Yeah. That's what I'm about to say. Like, that's the thing about entrepreneurship folk don't understand, where people got to get paid, so like, you got to find some way to get that money from them.
Oh yeah, man.
You got to do what you got to do.
But I'm also responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
Man, let me tell you, man. And we out of time. I ain't get to talk about Kelly Trash Watch. But you know, I'm a big watch guy. You know, I like collect watches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back. Hold up, I'm back. Yeah.
So for that thing, man, is ultimately is just like, I gotta provide.
Yeah.
I got daughters. I got a son.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody, man, y'all know me. Like let's just be real, y'all. I ain't no stunner. I ain't none of that. If I post something, I ain't stunning now. I like it.
You ain't stunned, but
You ain't stunned with
you did.
It's me, like man.
It's you though.
It's you.
It's
But
you like nice stuff.
Hey,
That's
man,
okay.
listen. But the deal is, man, listen, man.
I mean,
When I sent
you ain't get rid of Rolex.
When I sent you that, when you asked me what the song is, that song come from my homeboy Peanut.
Oh,
that
My homeboy come from my homeboy Peanut.
yeah.
I used to have nothing, but now I got a whole lot of everything.
Yeah, we know you.
That shit come from a whole lot of hard work too and sacrifice.
Understood. You know, I know.
You man, I started my business working at Johnny T's, cause
Yeah.
7 days a week.
Man, I was in there with him.
Yeah.
You know, shit.
In them trenches.
Shit. I called Kelly when he was like, man, I need somebody to host this little thing, what this shit was? Lip Sync Sunday. I said, man, I got my boy. We called Kelly.
Yeah.
So, but that's also the part of entrepreneurship. What the fuck I look like doing whatever and I can't put you on with.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Now everybody ain't meant to be put on either now.
Say it loud for
Now,
the people in the back.
Now I'm real skeptical about who I help out
Because you're putting your name
because
on.
now that's my brand or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, you know, so man, when you go in all these places, you gotta think about that type of stuff.
You right.
So, but also it ain't just stunning for me like, ooh, I got a Rolex or ooh, I got a Patek or whatever this shit is.
Oh yeah.
This also is when I'm walking the airport and that white man or that black dude see my watch, and it's a conversation piece that started out something. And then my thing is, hey man, I own a security company. I own a consulting business. Here's my card. Here's such and such. You know,
Always an opportunity.
it's an opportunity in everything. You got to be ready.
Absolutely.
Like you got to be fucking ready, and you got to be versed in more shit than just about, 400 degrees and rapping whole You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to talk about more than just that. I'm just being honest with you.
No, that's facts though.
You got to be very versatile in the game.
Real,
like,
yeah.
man, you know, but it's also, man, and I tell a lot of young people, man, you got to watch who you hang around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, like, I done had a whole lot of friends, a whole lot of people that I just had to realize, man, look, bro, you can't come.
Yeah.
You just can't go. And, you know, and I probably been that friend to somebody like, this nigga can't go.
Yeah.
Because, man, y'all know me, man, shit, for when I went through the BS with, you know, with my daughter's mom, you know, man, shit, I used to be angry all the time. Because I was going through bullshit, I was doing all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And finally, when you find that form of peace, man, you know, man, shit, man, I'm blessed.
Yeah, you ain't trying to let nobody interrupt that.
But
You protecting
once
that by any
man,
means
listen,
necessary.
Brother, the most peaceful thing is going home and knowing that you ain't gonna be bothered. You ain't got nothing.
Yes, sir. You saying it, right?
You know, man, I don't give a man. Let me tell you, man. Mother told me, oh man, it's gonna cost $2,800 to get your truck fixed. Here with damn potholes in Texas, $2,800. I could have been mad with you. I was mad, not true enough, but it always comes back to, man, I just thank God I'm able to afford it.
Yeah. You got that right.
You know, that's it for me. But man, you know, I just tell everybody, watch who you're around, help who you can help, and move forward. The biggest thing that we can help the youth is make sure your house straight first.
That's it. You
Right, man,
a nugget before the net.
I can't go out and talk to these young guys and hey, you know, you should do this and hey, you should do that. What if they ain't paying no attention to me, man? What if I come
They looking at your life.
You're looking at my life, but if I come to that motherfucker and be like, hey man, look, I can show you $200,000-$300,000.
And how you can get it legit.
And how I got it legit.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get it a whole lot quicker than I did because now you got a blueprint.
Yeah, you ain't got to go through the bullshit and the red tape that I had to go.
You know what I'm saying?
And you
Man,
10 to
listen,
15
man.
years younger.
One of the biggest blessings that I had was Tyrone Lewis. Cause Tyrone told me, you too fucking talented to be sitting in a patrol car. You gonna learn every aspect of this sheriff's department from the business, and I'm gonna teach you the hustle or the rental property game.
Yeah. But that's a blessing that you had somebody to be able to see something in you.
Man.
Just gonna pull you to the side and be, all right, let me get
Find
you
you a mentor.
right. Absolutely.
Whether you don't wait for nobody to come, go find you one.
Yeah, absolutely.
These folk got pride. That was wrong.
Man, fuck pride.
Pride keep me broke.
Fuck pride. You know,
Yeah,
it's just, man, listen, bro.
Mhm.
Literally. Little stunt. You know, little stunt.
It's a
You
little
know,
stunt.
we got property. Y'all know we got property.
Yeah.
Man, my daughter's got properties in their name.
Mm-hmm.
So when you turn 16, don't ask me for shit. Cause okay, here go the account that I ain't touched.
Yeah.
It's been accruing wealth, whatever. Now you want something, go get it. You know, I'm good. I'm in, man, listen, I'm in a far better situation than I was not. I've done my job as y'all father.
That's a fact.
If I die right now, shit, everybody millionaire.
Yeah.
I pay a whole lot of fucking insurance.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, it's about, okay, I can give you $1 million and you'll blow it. But this is how you do it. I got a son now, cuz.
Mhm.
Shit, I feel how the white people feel going to college. Oh shit, I ain't got no. They go work for my dad and one of his friends. Shit, my daughter go to college. My niece, man, shit, man, fuck y'all. You ain't talking to me crazy. I go work for my uncle.
That part.
So you just got to create a balance and create a wealth thing that's going. But man, what you also have to start, what we have to start doing is, I may don't like you, but I can support you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I may don't like what you're doing and how you got there, but I can support you.
Yeah.
I just got back from Orlando. I saw what's her name with the real estate agency. Black
Here.
the one, I think.
DeWanna Stanley.
Yeah.
Man, listen. It should be so many young black girls in this girl DM and inbox. Hey, can you do this and can you do this and can you do this? Can you show me this? Can you show me the ropes? Can you do this? Can you do this? Man, it should be. I'm talking about. She should be flooded.
Yeah.
You know, with messages or whatever the case may be. You know, man. I mean, man, that's amazing to see what she's doing. Amazing to see what she's doing.
Man, build it from nothing.
You see what I'm saying? And where you from?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it ain't like we got this, man. It just ain't like somebody handing me, like, man, here go $10,000 to go get it. But I mean, but we also have to parlay that into connections and stuff that benefits us.
Absolutely.
You know, me and Fred, Kinsey just sponsored our alma mater summer management campus conference. Man, that's some dope shit. That's some shit I ain't never thought that about doing with it. It was a phone call. Hey Fred, they got this going on. I heard you was already a sponsor. They asked me to be a sponsor. Let's connect. And it was done.
And y'all connected.
You know what I'm saying? It was done, man. You know, man, I sponsor so much stuff, man. You know, and give so much money away. You know,
Write-off.
You know, it's a write-off, but it also, man, it may help somebody else.
Yeah.
Don't ever ask for none of this shit back.
Yeah.
You getting it back.
You know, for me, like, it's just about, like, literally, like, Stacks, man, listen, man, that is a fucking genius that owns Johnny T's. One thing I learned from him is, man, you never see that motherfucker in nobody else's brand. He may get a polo, but he gonna put Johnny T's on. And that's what I do. When you see me, you gonna see me with a Austin. I just gave y'all a bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got your stuff on, man.
You always gonna have on this.
Bro, listen.
Yeah.
If I'm in town around here, I don't give a fuck how you think this nigga ain't get so and so. I'm not here to talk. I hear it. Like, come on, let's just be real. Like, we being real. Let's just be real.
And this small. It's a small place.
You know what I'm saying? So, but when it come down to it, I tell you what, let's go to same way I treat motherfuckers that sell Primerica. If you pull up your account and you got more money than me, I'll listen to you. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. That's just my mind frame and my thing.
But man, more people do need to be like that though, because I think it's a lot of people who talk too much.
Yeah, and I mind my fucking business. Like,
right.
I'm not finna be expressing my opinions on Facebook and Instagram. Man, listen. If any of my clients, if you feel like I disservice you in any type of way, I apologize.
And while you talking,
I take it back
because we over time. Let the people know how they can tap in with you and your security company.
Oh man, you can call me.
You
can call me. You can give me an email at info@austonsecure.net. You can reach out to me on Facebook at Austin Secure. Any of that you see me in the streets, say something to me, man. I'm cool.
Yeah. Oh, your properties too,
oh yeah, man. We got rental properties, Raybrook. We got properties all around town and all that type of stuff, man. But man, I appreciate the opportunity from these brothers. Man, you know, it took 2 years before I got on here. I ain't got no vibe. I ain't got no vibe controller hat. I ain't got nothing. Man, these niggas, man. Listen, man. Listen, I'm gonna start treating y'all how I treat the people when I go places, cause you know. I go to Lee Michaels, it's Mr. Austin. This motherfucker come rush out the back.
Oh, shit.
Hey, can I help you with anything? Can I get you anything? Hey,
listen. You a goddamn fool. You
hear me? But I can't. Man, white man treat me good, and I come to his brother, man. I've been knowing these motherfuckers since they were hollering Boo Squad and USF. I ain't had no business being up there, but I'm still in high school.
Your ass still in high school. That's how long we been knowing your ass.
Man, these niggas, I can't get a shirt or the hat.
Man, that shit was crazy because niggas really thought Ramous went to school.
Well,
I was like,
it's interesting that you say that, Ramous. I'm glad that you said it because we have a merch drop that is coming up this week. And your merch is on the way.
They want me to buy the shit. I just gave them a
bunch
of shit.
You ain't gonna buy. All I said was it was on the way.
Oh man,
I got you.
Man, you know how niggas treat. They might do it in front of. I know.
Nah, I ain't gonna do you. I'm gonna do you. I already talked to your wife. She sent me the sizes, so I'm getting everybody.
Yeah, you keep bringing up my wife. You keep talking about my wife. Man, what if I was in these streets just wrong, man?
Well, he done fucked it up for you at this point.
Nah, if they want to do fuck
it, man, listen, man.
Hey, we need to get a onesie for the baby.
Listen, man.
And your baby.
Man, listen, bro. Listen.
What size he wear?
I do whatever my wife tells me.
Look, you ain't doing nothing wrong.
Hey, man, listen. I ain't one of them type. I'm getting on here and tell the truth. I ain't one of them type of brothers. My wife get whatever she want.
And I already know it. Look, you ain't got to tell me. All right, man. We over time like a motherfucker. Merc, what you got coming
up? Yeah. Urban Foxes, April 13th.
This nigga would be at the Apollo.
Listen, I can speak it on my life. I receive it. Urban Foxes, April 13th is what I got coming up. Tickets on sale now at urbanfoxes.com. They're only $10. sell that thing out, and a bunch of other stuff. But that's the main thing.
You gonna have a boy that be doing the Michael Jackson impressions open up for you?
Wow. Oh, you talking about what's it? Dimitri Reeves?
The boy be on the street?
Yeah, cuz. Yeah.
Nah, dude, super talented though, but no.
He is. And his girl gonna be there.
His girl gonna be there right there the whole time.
We got done talking about supporting each other.
She the real MVP.
Right.
She is the real MVP of they whole thing. Like she the real MVP.
Suge from Hustle and Flow.
Oh, and if you watching this, you can catch me every Tuesday that I'm in the city. You can catch me at the workout room working out. And it's dope, super dope. If you're an artist out there, you ain't gotta just be no comedian. You sing, dance, play an instrument, whatever.
It costs to get it.
Pull up. Yes, $10.
Can't afford it.
Damn.
I watch it on Facebook.
It ain't on there.
Yeah, actually, it is. The abridged version is on YouTube. So now what's happening?
Really?
Yes.
I know a nigga in there going live, man. You know we can't stop. We can't.
Yeah, you right about that shit. We try our best to police that, but yeah, there's you can watch the abridged version on. It's not the full night. It's just kind of like a condensed version of it on YouTube now, and that's it. Yeah.
Fifth child.
Man, first of all, shout out to all the families and organizations and everybody that came by BAC Bunny Hop this past weekend. It was an amazing event. It was an amazing event. I still haven't gotten the final count of how many kids came through, but yeah, it was just a blessing. Perfect weather too.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, man. But so coming up, I actually have a show at Urban Foxes on the 14th. On the 14th. And then at BAC, our April calendar is already rolled out. So we got You Got Jokes, and I guess that's going to be the day before the workout room. Next workout room's on the 9th, or is it tomorrow?
Tuesday.
It's every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but I'm gonna come though, because Aftans.
You're not coming.
I am coming. I be forgetting. I do, because I talked to Aftan. I told her, like, man, I really want to come, and like every time I don't know, I just forget, and then I don't see it. But she said when I talked to her, she was like, it's the first Tuesday of every month. I was like, okay, bet.
Or it's actually
first month, second Monday. I'm sorry.
Yeah, second Monday.
Second Monday every month. So yeah, bet. Yeah. I'm there.
Yep. So that's You Got Jokes. So it's a comedy hour, open mic, and so that's strictly comedians though. So it's nothing but stand-up comedy. Line dancing class, salsa class, Afro-Caribbean dance class. We're relaunching Fiscal Therapy, which is the financial literacy program, music production, and then starting some workforce training stuff in May. So, yeah, man, there's just a ton of stuff. And then I guess I can go ahead and drop the date for this too. On May 4th, we're going to do something called May Day. Mm-hmm. And really there's going to be an adoption event for animals.
Oh, cool.
Because Cole's birthday was Cole's birthday is May 2nd. Mm-hmm. So in honor of my boy, we're going to have a puppy adoption event.
That's going to be dope.
So you own this bill?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is my baby.
Yep.
And there's ACT prep this month too. So we got every other Thursday.
And Taco Tubi Tuesday.
Tubi Taco Tuesday is on the 16th, and I can't. I think we got some stuff. Yeah, man.
We'll see what's up. Real quick, man. We got merch drop coming up this week. So you'll see the link for that. We will have the OG stuff is up along with crop t-shirts, because the ladies been asking for crop t-shirts. So we got crop t-shirts, and then we got some Juneteenth shirts coming down too. So all that's included in the merch drop, but I post it on the Vibe Controls page. Then we got some other stuff we're working on, so just tap in with us on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, because we on TikTok. I don't know what we doing on there, but we on there. So just follow us for everything we got going on coming up this second quarter. So yeah, first quarter was real dope. So we just gonna keep the momentum rolling. And typically we would like, before we leave, we like to leave with a little nugget. But you done already left the folk with a whole bunch of nuggets.
Yeah, you did. That was good, Ramous. And let me tell you, I didn't know you had this much damn sense. So
It came with the money.
This
Came with the money.
I am proud to be your
Came with the
friend in
money.
real life. I was like,
Hey, listen,
man, this nigga finna come on here with that
These
bullshit.
the conversations we always be having. So I love.
You know, this nigga got too bougie to come to the crib.
Well,
now,
first
you
of
know,
all,
and,
I
you
be
know,
busy. That is
you
not.
know, he booked and shit. You know,
Yeah.
he got a job. He
Man.
performing and shit.
I need to come because I want to see the baby.
I
But
do
man,
want to see the baby.
but no, man. If I can be real, this last thing,
Yes, sir.
man. In the later years, which is last couple years of my life, it's all about peace, man, and who you got around you, who can create that peace. And so, man, y'all know I got a group of friends that we go out the country with, that we hang out with, that are my business partners. But also it's the accountability piece too, and us holding each other accountable.
Absolutely.
Like my homeboy Jared was like, man, do your fucking taxes so we can get these loans, do whatever. And I was like, man, I've been doing some nigga shit on my taxes. So, but man, when I say, man, bro, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Absolutely.
And man, keep people around you who are truly happy for you, and then be happy for other people, man. Like I say, Dewana, man, it's major shout out to her. Dr. Clark with the pharmacy, man. You know, man, Dr. Ware, Fred, man, y'all guys, man, this brother right here that I just met, that's got this building, man, bro. We should be packing this building out or renting space out.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't know how the hell we missed out on this gas station up here, and let that go by.
Man.
But
We'll talk about that.
I might be something. But man, if I can leave everybody with anything, man, listen. Man, it's nice to be important. It's more important to be nice.
That's what's up, man. This was a very great episode. Thank you, Ramous. We sure appreciate you.
Somebody get
coming
this
through, man.
Italian twine.
Ooh, shit.
This nigga got Flavor Flav walking around here.
I like my wife. I love my talent. Ew, shit. Oh, man, I know I ain't got shit on your rollie, but
Bro,
I love my talent.
if your watch needs a battery, cause you might as well.
Man, these.
But this is me bullshit.
I already
know,
do
you
it.
know,
Look, man, we appreciate y'all tapping in with us. Merc.
Oh, you already know what it is, man. Y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay free.
All right, 2 fingers up means peace. To the side, 'cause I'm chilling. We gotta make you do that shit because you talking about that man. Why?
He ain't gonna do it.
He got to do it.
What you talking about that Dr. Spock shit y'all be doing with y'all fingers, man?
No, nigga.
If you don't want to be back on the show again, just say that.
Man,
No, nigga.
I know where y'all at now. Who gonna stop me from coming in here?
In order to end the episode, you got to say out here, but you got to say it like that. Out here.
What, out here like
that.
Out here. You gotta say
Yeah,
it like
with the
that.
high
Out
pitch.
here.
You got to say it like that. It's customary.
Come on, you do it like you play with your baby.
Fred Kinsey did it.
shit, man. I talk to that nigga like he in the real world, man. I know baby talk to that nigga. Well, we out here with it. Oh, fuck, see, I fuck. Man, y'all gonna have people trying to fuck with me in the street, man.
We can finally go home now.